X was the fact that before X died, he put out an Instagram story saying, if anyone tries to kill me, it was Champagne Poppy, aka Drake.
Shut
I'm
up.
snitching right now.
I am back with another reaction video. Today's a little bit different. I'm going to be reacting to Rap's Craziest Conspiracies. I've actually had a few people ask me to react to like TikTok conspiracies and stuff like that, but I haven't yet got to them. So in the comments, let me know which videos or whatever you'd like me to react to in that category. Drake is on the front, Eminem is on the front, so let's wait and see. But before I jump into this, jump over to my Instagram, follow me over there so you're kept in a loop, so you know when I'm dropping new reaction videos and stuff like that. Let me know anything that I need to know. If you know some freaking crazy conspiracies, okay, let me know in the comments, and also make sure you recommend me some more as well. But anyways guys, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna jump straight into it.
Twitter users claiming that Eminem is an industry plant, to the rumor that Drake had XXX Tentacion eliminated.
I heard that.
These are some of rap's craziest conspiracies.
Okay.
First, let's start with hip-hop's dark connection to the Illuminati.
There's no artist in this industry that's doing major numbers with these platforms that haven't sold their soul.
In 1971, the Illuminati's book trilogy...
Before we get into it, okay, I need to have a snack along the way because I am freaking hangry and hungry. I've not had time to eat, okay? So don't mind me. Let's go back.
Platforms that haven't sold their soul.
In 1971, the Illuminati's book trilogy would be released, reminding the world of the existence of the Illuminati, a secret organization comprised of the rich and powerful of the society seeking to control the world. The books were fictional adaptations, but were mixed in with enough truth to make it seem somewhat believable. However, by 1995, the Illuminati would make their first appearance in hip-hop through the rapper Prodigy in his line from I Shot Ya, saying,
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep the...
This simple line was dished out in the middle of a triangle of beef involving Tupac, Prodigy, and Keith Murray. Unsurprisingly, the Illuminati rumors kicked off from there, since anything involving Tupac during that time spread like wildfire. It also didn't help that Tupac himself referenced the Illuminati in multiple songs. He even explained how he first heard about them in prison and was against what they stood for.
That's why I put the K to it. But when the niggas is telling me about this Illuminati shit while I'm in jail, right? Like, dollars. Right. That's another way to keep yourself esteemed. That's another way to keep you unconfident. Right. And I'm putting the K because I'm killing that Illuminati shit.
Since that time, the Illuminati theory has only gotten stronger in hip-hop. From Jay-Z's Rock Nation hand sign depicting the triangle from the Eye of Providence, to Drake's OVO imprint depicting an owl, which was the preferred animal for the founders of the Illuminati.
Okay, because I didn't know that. I'm thinking, what is the OVO sign got to do with it? But okay.
Drake's OVO imprint depicting an owl, which was the preferred animal for the founders of the Illuminati.
Stuff today.
Everything down to Lil Wayne's tattoos and Kanye West's music video for Power have all been criticized by theorists for having satanic symbolism. But if you ask Kanye, it's all just a distraction from the real people who secretly run the world.
Where do I start? People ask me shit about Illuminati. First off, fuck that man.
But you know, okay, so what I always think is like, why would they want to be known of? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think?
When asked about his ties to the Illuminati in 2015, Kanye West said, if there was actually an Illuminati, it would be more like the energy companies, not celebrities that gave their life to music and who are pinpointed as decoys for people who really run the world. Okay. I'm tired of people pinpointing musicians as the Illuminati. However, some artists do quite the opposite, leaning into all the conspiracy theories and even claiming that they are part of the group.
It's Illuminati flight school. You already heard me. He is in Illuminati. I'm in the Illuminati.
Yeah, they said that I sell my soul. Should I just tell them the truth? It's time for me to just keep it 100 with y'all. Yes, they got me in this I don't know. I can't get out of it. I'm getting too much money. I don't want to get out of it.
To this day, people aren't really sure whether the Illuminati actually exists or not. Still, most people seem to agree that there is some form of secret organization that influences the industry in some capacity. But where the conspiracy falls short is the idea that every single successful person is a part of said organization. This especially holds true after the release of Cat Williams' controversial interview earlier in 2024.
So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing. and it had to be one or the other of us, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person they said was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies.
Yeah, it's disrespectful because people act like they don't believe in God and hard work. And it only seems like black people do that to each other.
It's like, how can you discredit these people for working all their motherfucking life, and now since they doing so well, they gotta be down with the devil?
However, there's only one person in hip-hop that we can truly label as the devil. He's said to have crushed anyone who got in his way and is currently in prison serving out a 28-year sentence.
Crazy.
You see, most people believe that the rap godfather Eazy-E died of HIV. And while this is pretty believable, being that he was known to live a promiscuous lifestyle, fathering 7 children with 6 different women, some people like hip-hop legend Frost strongly believe that there was way more to his passing than people let on.
No girl has ever came forward saying that they got the AIDS virus from Eazy or thing. I'm gonna tell you what happened with Eazy getting AIDS, and I believe this to this day. And I don't care if you guys got it on film. You could tell the world. They gave him tainted needles with acupuncture needles that tainted him and gave it to him because he got hurt in Honda Valley on quad runners, and he was riding quads. And what happened was that someone, I won't say the name, but people know the name. I don't want to say that name because it's the devil's name. But, you know, another person in rap, if you know your history of rap, calls him a devil. So if you know your history in rap or West Coast rap, you'll know who I'm saying.
What's weird about Eazy-E's death is just how quickly he succumbed to the illness. From a diagnosis in February to a death certificate in March, it didn't make sense for him to pass on that quickly. Especially because he was said to be perfectly fine and normal in the months leading up to the diagnosis. Another interesting thing to note is that his wife and kid born a year prior didn't get the disease.
How else could somebody die that fast of AIDS? Have you even heard of somebody dying in 2 weeks of AIDS, bro? Come on, man. This is unheard of, bro. It was like, I'm in the hospital. I contracted the AIDS virus. 2 weeks later, March 26th or whatever, I fall out and I die.
To give some context as to why this theory holds some water, it's important to note that the late 80s to early 90s were a time where the entire hip-hop scene
I didn't know it was that small of a...
who were signed through Eazy-E and his Ruthless Records label. However, things went sour between his crew when Dr. Dre figured out they were getting exploited by Eazy-E and his manager, Jerry Heller. Dr. Dre tried to leave the predatory deal, but was denied exit by Eazy-E. And that's when Dr. Dre brought in Suge Knight, a retired football player with a lot of street ties, who was just dipping his feet into the music industry. He was brought in to handle the situation and get Dre out of the contract with Ruthless Records so he could sign with Death Row. But this would mark the beginning of Suge Knight's notorious run in the music industry. It was said that he allegedly threatened Eazy-E and his manager with baseball bats, and when he didn't give in, Suge Knight pulled a piece of paper with his mom's address on it, forcing him to release Dr. Dre. After this, it was said that Eazy-E was planning to get rid of Suge Knight, but was convinced not to by his manager since they were still making a ton of money off selling records, and it wouldn't be worth it if he ended up in jail. But sadly, it seemed like the devil got him first. After recording Real Motherfucking G's, which was a diss track on Dr. Dre. Fast forward all these years later, and now there's a long-running conspiracy theory that Suge Knight was actually the one who killed Eazy-E by injecting the NWA legend with AIDS. And this theory would only intensify in 2003 when Suge Knight made an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live following his release from jail. During the interview, he shockingly revealed that his preferred method of eliminating someone was by injecting them with AIDS, rather than shooting them, and even referred to it as the Eazy-E thing.
This is a damn lot.
Injecting them with AIDS, rather than shooting them, and even referred to it as the Eazy-E thing.
Oh my God.
It's a new thing, right?
Yeah.
See, if somebody gonna do something about it, see, technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got
Not
this
the
new
kids,
thing out
tell
there.
the
People talk all the
kids.
time. They got this stuff they call, they get blood from somebody with AIDS.
Yeah.
And then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
that
that's
seems
gonna happen.
bad.
That's a slow death.
Yeah.
An easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh no.
However, one of the group's main members, Ice Cube, broke his silence on this rumor in May of 2023 on the Impulsive podcast, where he said,
How would he do
Through an intravenous needle.
And Eazy would never tell anybody that.
No, maybe Eazy didn't even know.
because you just poke somebody like and they don't even know. Maybe they were at a club or some shit, you know?
No, I think if somebody poke you with one of them goddamn needles, you know. you know.
Stupid ass.
You know. I mean, just say this happened. Easy would tell somebody this motherfucker poked me with some shit.
No, but it does happen. It does happen in clubs. Remember, Dylan, didn't it used to be a thing for a while where like people were doing that and like you might not even
now if he was
notice.
unconscious and I don't know, you know, it's like I don't know. It just sounds
crazy.
If Easy would have known he got poked, he would have said something. If he didn't know he got poked, then the conspiracy lives on.
It wouldn't be a hip-hop conspiracy video if we didn't talk about one of the most controversial artists to ever emerge.
Let me know, what do you think in the comments about that story? The Eazy-E story, let me know. What do you think? Do you think he got poked? Do you, like, as Cube said, if he was unconscious one time, how would he know? But let me know in the comments, what do you think? It's crazy. But for him to go on that interview and say that, don't shoot people, instead inject them with... That's a lot. Even if it was a joke, that is a freaking lot, okay?
It wouldn't be a hip-hop conspiracy video if we didn't talk about one of the most controversial artists to ever emerge from the genre. As Eminem rapidly began dominating hip-hop since he teamed up with Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine in 1997, some people believe that his placement in the game was orchestrated by the elites. And instead of him making it to the top through his lyricism or song-making abilities, the white rapper from Detroit, Michigan became one of the earliest examples of industry plants infiltrating the music scene. According to Wikipedia, the term industry plant commonly refers to musicians who quickly find success regardless of skill or merit and purposely describe themselves as self-made and independent.
This description of an industry plan, I believe in it and I don't, because there's even people now that are out that are very famous, that are very freaking doing well right now, that there's not really much to them, but it seems like they're just blown on TikTok or something, or there's just been something. Let me know in the comments, do you believe in an industry plan? I do and I don't. I'm like 50-50, maybe 60-40 on it. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think?
Regardless of skill or merit, and purposely describe themselves as self-made and independent despite being heavily supported by a record label or having other resources and connections to the music industry that they intentionally hide, while also being more focused on business than artistic expression. If you've listened to Eminem for any period of time, you would immediately be able to tell that none of these terms could be used to describe Eminem. While it might seem like he had a quick rise to fame because of the Dr. Dre cosign, people fail to mention the years he spent on the battle rap scene, scrapping by for any opportunity he could get.
Grade can come from anywhere. When the intern in my office says to me, I saw this guy at the rap battle last night, I said, if you get me a CD, I will give it to Dre.
I would go to Jimmy's house and have listening sessions. He was trying to help me figure out where I was going to go with my music. He would take me down to his garage. There was cassette tapes everywhere. And I remember him picking up this cassette tape. He pops this in. And I was like, what the fuck? And who the fuck is that? Rewind it. Play that.
It's no surprise that industry greats like 50 Cent always seem to come to M's defense whenever people cast doubt on him because of his race.
Hip-hop is black music, without question. And unfortunately for some people, it's tough to accept that you got a white artist that does it better than black artists. It's what it is. You know, and you can put either one, you can get whoever you feel like is the best black artist and stand them face to face in a room with them, and he will eat that alive. Right now, if you had them prepare themselves in whatever way they would have to prepare themselves to come to battle, and I bet what I have, everything I have.
But this doesn't stop people like Lord Jamar from trying to discredit Eminem's entire career whenever he's in front of the camera.
And at the end of the day, a lot of their success comes from the machine's bias towards their skin color. And they have to know that and realize that. Don't let your fucking sales fool you, because sales have nothing to do with how good you are. That's just how sellable you are. That's just, you're easy to sell. That doesn't mean you're quality.
However, Eminem has propagated a few conspiracies on his own. In his viral 2018 MGK diss track, Eminem spits, But Kels, the day you put out a hit is the day that Diddy admits that he put out the hit that got Pac killed. Although he claimed his bar was just a joke at the end of the song, the seeds were already planted and it got people talking about the mysterious murderer of Tupac Shakur. You see, Tupac and Suge Knight had been in beef with Diddy of Bad Boy Records, which involved a lot of gang violence between the two camps. So when Tupac died in 1996, a lot of fingers were pointed towards Diddy as one of the prime suspects. At the time, there wasn't any proof of evidence tying Diddy to the crime. But as the years went by, with more and more people piecing together the story, a documentary would be released claiming that Diddy was responsible for the crime. When he discussed the documentary on The Breakfast Club, his response only fueled further suspicions.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you have to do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believe.
This reaction from Diddy got people saying stuff like this in the comments. I've only done 1 year of psychology class and I can tell something isn't right. I've been around many liars in my lifetime. Puff lying. Body language speaks volumes. Fast forward to 2024.
Let me know what
there's
do
no
you
need
think.
to wonder anymore. As with all the new information coming to light about Diddy's many crimes and the alleged killer of Tupac's name dropping Diddy, it's pretty safe to say that Diddy was involved in some capacity.
PPD is now charged with ordering Tupac Shakur's murder. PPD told the cops years ago that Combs offered $1 million to anyone willing to kill Tupac Shakur and Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight. It's important to note that Sean Combs has never ever been charged in connection to Tupac Shakur's death, but his name came up many times in the grand jury testimony that led to PPD being charged. The night that Tupac Shakur was killed, a witness testified that Eric Zip Martin, an associate of Sean Combs, gave PPD the gun the night that Tupac was shot.
While that mystery can be said to be solved, the fans of the deceased rapper XXXTentacion proposed another conspiracy theory involving Drake. The theory that Drake killed XXXTentacion didn't just come out of nowhere. In fact, Drake and X had been involved in the beef since Drake's hit song KMT came out, which X claimed was a copy of his flow of his hit song Look At Me while the young rapper was in prison. And believe it or not, this is a claim that a lot of people seem to agree with.
Well, Drake's known
DJ that I fuck with, and bruh told me, he was like, yo, the nigga Drake watched your interview, he said he fuck with you, he said he go call your manager within the next few days.
Okay.
So I'm amped up. Nigga, I fuck with Drake.
Yeah.
You feel me? Drake a genius. Initially, he was supposed to contact one of my managers. So he doesn't do it. That same fucking week, bro.
Okay. Demons just got up. I get my bro in their pants. Love just got it right back.
I hear da-da-da-da in my done. I'm like, what the fuck? Bro, you could take his verse like they did a mashup.
I bet you was your mess. Ayy, can't keep my dick in my pants.
I hear it.
Cadence is literally just at the same tempo. It's not offbeat at all.
Now, it's important to note that X's flow on Look At Me is also very similar to Lil Uzi's song Super Saiyan Trunks, which was many months earlier before Look At Me. So it's not valid to say the flow was copied if he might have copied it from someone else as well. Anyways, things would heat up between them as X would now begin to mention Drake's mother and trash Drake for his fake accents. But Drake did not engage with any of the provocations.
Hey, tell Drake, mom, I want some tapioca pudding. Hey, tell this pussy nigga Drake, stop speaking patois. You are not Jamaican. I'm a real fucking Jamaican. I'm from fucking Kingston.
Okay, let him
my
know.
family's from Kingston. Stop stealing my people's culture.
However, Drake's homie 600 Breezy from Chicago would get involved in the beef, which is now the main piece of evidence people are using to tie Drake to X's death.
Anytime I asked my homie, can I get on somebody's ass, he always say no, and this time he just gave me a shrug, like it's whatever, because he...
Which X responded saying,
I got a couple niggas that'll knock you off in your own city. In your own fucking city.
However, when XXXTentacion was killed in a Bosch robbery, the Drake feature on Travis Scott's Sicko Mode was released. XXXTentacion's friend Tankhead started to spread this conspiracy that Drake was responsible for XXXTentacion's death and was mocking him in the music video. Tankhead pointed to a scene in the video where a figure resembling XXXTentacion gets crushed by a meteor. However, academics later debunked this theory.
Drake did not fucking direct it. Drake is not giving creative instructions when it comes to the video. Travis Travis Scott takes very much pride in crafting his videos and working with his team to come up with a visual experience. Drake is not coming on set like, yo, let's get a scene and a lookalike for X that I can throw another shot at this guy who died.
But the conspiracies only got stronger during that time, as people would begin to look through Drake's music and begin insinuating that Drake was making references after having X killed. He has lines like this from his song Upset, where he says, I go out on tour and I say I'm drinking less, end up getting loose and getting pictures from my XXXX, SMS triple X. That's the only time I ever shoot below the neck, which can easily be interpreted as taking pictures of girls as biddies, or XXX Tentacion, who got shot in the neck. More recently, he alluded to the shooting of X again on his album Her Loss, which was described perfectly by my good friend Mario Perez.
This is probably one of the most controversial. But when you break down the lyrics, maybe I should break that 20, you get 2 10s. Do a 5, if it gets live, do another 5, you now have 3 10s. 3 10s is 3 X's in Roman numerals. And we all know who dissed Drake and his mom on live, XXX Tentacion.
What made it even worse was the fact that before X died, he put out an Instagram story saying, if anyone tries to kill me, it was Champagne Poppy, aka Drake.
Shut
I'm
up.
snitching right now. To this day, a significant number of people believe Drake has something to do with the murder, especially since he was named in the court documents for X's case last year. But that's not the only conspiracy theory Drake seems to be a part of. After getting cooked on Pusha T's earth-shattering diss track, Story of Adidon, it was rumored that Drake had laid down a vicious response for both Pusha and Kanye, who had gotten himself involved in the beef. However, Jay Prince, label boss of Drake's label boss, said that he had to step in to stop it since it went too far.
You know, my reasons for pulling the plug and having that conversation with him to pull the plug was simply because it crossed the line of music, you know what I mean? And that's a song, I'm sure everybody heard it by now, that's disrespecting Drake mama, his daddy, you know, his friend that's sick, 40, that crosses the line of music. You know, not only that, from a business perspective, for Drake to have to go somewhere out of his character to do what I know what he was about to do to Kanye, and both of them would have been damaging, you know what I mean? And I spoke with Kanye. Right. So Kanye, you know, he explained to me, man, I'm a family man and I don't want this either, you know, and me and Kanye got a history.
But as we know, in 2024, things are not looking good for Drake in the diss side of things, despite him stooping to the opponent's level. However, on a lighter note, we have a conspiracy that Gucci Mane got cloned after being released from prison, which he seemed to buy into.
Everyone's been saying that. Everyone said for years that Gucci's a clone.
But if you want to hear about this theory, you can click this video on the screen. I also got a lot more of these, so if you guys would like to see me do a part 2, leave a comment down below for your boy.
Why? Yeah, that was a lot, okay? Let me know in the comments what you think about these conspiracies. I feel like that's the first time I've ever heard of Eminem being an industry plant. I don't think I've ever heard that before, and I don't think personally that he is, just because he's got so much talent. He's talented. I feel like when I think of an industry plant, it's someone that, not that they don't have talent, but they're just not giving what everybody else is giving, and they've just come out of nowhere, and there's just all this attention surrounding them and stuff like that, you know. Let me know in the comments what do you think, but let me know what you think about this video. If there's any other conspiracy theories like this, or like someone asked me to do some TikTok ones, but I've not been able to find any yet, so let me know in the comments if you'd like me to check some of those out. But anyways guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video. Bye.